Hello and welcome to the Afri-Dominion Show. My name is Freeman Singirankabo, and thank you so very much for tuning into our program today. Those of you joining us live, especially if you're joining us live from our social media, be it public or private social media, welcome, and thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join our program today. Welcome to those of you as well joining us live from televisions and radio station. It's quite a humbling experience to have all of you guys as well. During this broadcast today, we are super thrilled and very, very excited to have you joining us our program today as well. We are super excited that both of you guys can be here. And also for those of you all over the world following the programs, be it on your radio, televisions, or on your radio, on your televisions, on social medias, whether you're going home, you're having lunch, you're having dinner, doesn't matter where you are, but we are super thrilled, guys. Thank you so much for joining our program today. We here at Afri-Dominion Show, this program, it's one of the best programs that we are producing, meaning the quality of what we are producing here. It's one of the shows that we really care about because it talks about our lives. So for that reason, we speak frankly with you guys, we speak boldly, and we speak with no apologies. Why? Because this is our story. This is our story, that's the bottom line. We do not sugarcoat nothing, and you can fact check everything that we do up in the open in real time. That's how we roll it. And with that in mind as well, I also want to let you know that everything that we do here, it's driven by the spirit of truth, love, and trust. And these are the benchmarks by which we would love to have each and every one of you measure both the validity and the truthfulness of what we get to share with you every single day, Monday through Friday. We broadcast Monday through Friday at 12 to 1:30. Literally Monday through Friday. And also apologies because today we really started super late. We had another program that overlapped with our program, and consequently we pushed ours just a little bit to accommodate. It happens sometimes when some of these programmings are overlapping, but we are so grateful, guys. We are so grateful that we can find some time out of our busy schedule to come and actually join with you guys, especially sometimes in April. There is something going on every April of every month for our families here at Afri-Dominion, and it's one of the things that we want to honor, one of the things I want to talk about, and also an opportunity for each and every one of you guys to have a saying in it. And with that in mind, guys, I want to make sure that I extend the invitation to each and every one of you following this conversation, be it on social medias, be it on radio stations, be it on television stations. Anywhere you're catching the signal from, welcome. We have a Zoom, we have Zoom platform that's connected to our studio where you can actually have an interactive conversation with us as it happens, which means when I'm talking, you can actually respond in real time and everybody can see you all over the world. And we would love to have each and every one of you who want to participate or who would love to participate to join our link on Facebook and YouTube. Right underneath of the description, you will find a Zoom link right underneath of you following this program from your social medias, Facebook and YouTube, and I understand also our private platforms. The same link is available. So any one of you guys who wants to join this conversation live as it happens, you are welcome. We have about 1 hour to talk about the things that we care so deeply about, and then we'll keep it moving forward. All right. So with that in mind, let's jump right in it. But before I jump right in it, something here is important that I wanna just run by you guys. What is Afri-Dominion and what is Afri-Dominion Show? Afri-Dominion, it's an idea that inspires, that advocates and encourages, even goes to the extent of helping you, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, kings and queens of African descendants, to take the whole full control, the full dominion of Africa one nation at a time or one country at a time, all for the interest of African people and the continent. So meaning you sons and daughters, kings and queens, you get to take charge of the entire continent. You get to manage its resources, and you get to seek out to be responsible for everything interesting or everything that has to do with our brothers and sisters. You look after the very best interest of our populations first and foremost, and then the rest of the world afterwards. So the Afro-Dominion Show, it's now a program that represents what the idea entails. Meaning here at Afro-Dominion Show, we program various programs of which inspires, advocate, and encourages. Goes also to that extent of helping each and every one of you to literally showcase what you got going on in the lenses of your activities, in the lenses of your actions, for the purpose of taking over what is legally yours. The purpose of controlling, managing, taking the full dominion of Africa and African resources by, again, you sons and daughters, kings and queens, you African descendants, all in the interest of the continent first and foremost, and then your brothers and sisters in Africa. And then later on, the rest of the world can also come afterwards. So we get to be busy here. We get to be busy, but we get to publicly represent ourselves. Now, why do we stress that out? Because recently we've been meeting a few of you bold people who come forward and say, aren't you not discriminating? No, we're not discriminating. Take, for instance, the United States of America. The United States of America pushes and it seeks its interest globally. In every single one of the nations that they have a relationship with, it represents its interests and American citizens' interests literally. Without any mercy. They go for it, they seek for it, they advocate for it, everything we're saying here. Look at the Chinese. Anywhere they go around the globe, they seek out the interest of the Chinese people. Literally. And with no apologies. And you never find anybody saying that they're discriminating. So even us, we want to take back, we want to seek out the interests of African people first and foremost. We want to seek out the interest of your own people, of your own nations. Learn how to seek out the interest and apologize to nobody. Be proud of seeking out the interest of your people first and foremost, the same way everybody else is doing it. That's literally what we're doing here. Now, the only little problem, nobody's telling us how to do it. Because oftentimes, there is someone behind the scene literally telling you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Except that here at Afro-Dominion, nobody's behind us. We are fully responsible for the entire program, its mistakes and its successes. So whatever you see is what you get. Whether you like it or hate it, we produced this program. And I really want to give a huge thanks to the entire team. I want to give a huge thanks to HMG Network and all the affiliates who are actually beaming and pushing this signal globally for various televisions and radio stations to pick the signal and then redistribute it again. So we are super grateful, guys, which is why we say, now that we have the microphone, do what you do best with it. Now show what you got. And that's what we're here for, guys. So with that in mind, let me also let you all know, those of you, how is this program divided, or how do we actually manage it? We have 5 business days that we broadcast in, Monday through Friday, like I said, from 12 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. Every day we have a unique theme that we get to program. And those themes actually, now they have many programs engulfed in them. So for instance, on Mondays, we talk about the eradication of refugees and stateless person. As a theme, we get to find out programs related to refugees and stateless person, and we get to bring to you, and we also ask you opinions about it, ask some of the testimonies about what's happening, and then we get to share with the rest of the world. On Tuesdays, we get to talk about the Constitution, the laws and policies of African countries. Literally, we get to scrutinize all the constitutions of many African nations, local policies that they got going on, local laws. We literally get to see, is this good for our people? If it isn't good, we openly say, we do not like this, and then we advocate for the change. Truthfully, openly, with no apologies. If it's good, we advocate for it so that the people can have an opportunity to fully understand what it is and also champion for it. On Wednesdays, we get to talk about our testimony. We get to write our own history, our own way, with no apologies again. You notice I keep on saying with no apologies. Africa has had a rich history for millennia. However, most of African history, it's purposely buried. You would not be able to trace where was Africa 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. The information is fuzzy. We do acknowledge that there are those who still have it, but it's being guarded. It is not public knowledge in most of the cases. So now we want to make it a point to resurrect every single piece of literature, every piece of history that can be brought back to life, so we can actually relearn that. We can share it with our brothers and sisters. And not only that, take the time and rewrite our own history today, so we can have an opportunity to actually preserve it for millennia to come. Now we have the means, the technology, and the will to do that, which is where we say to each and every one of you who have a story to tell, come forward. Come forward and do your part. Come forward and do right your own people. Come forward and do right your own community. Come forward and do right by the rest of your citizens, your brothers and sisters within your same country. It's really an obligation. It's not even a suggestion, guys. Many lives perished, and you will not be able to say that such and such a generation was here, this is the individual who was there, this is what has happened. Most of us cannot be able to tell that. As sad as it is, from the 1800s, you can barely tell our own history, and it's only a couple hundred years. Only. So now imagine how sad it is for us not to be able to retrace our roots, retrace our beginnings as far back as possible. That's what we're seeking for right now. And we're asking none of you for permission to do that. What we know, we get to share. What we know, we get to preserve, with or without your help. Certainly without your permission. The same way right now, your history is being carefully cared for, carefully preserved, so that millennia away from today, your descendants would have some sort of reference point. Africans don't have a reference point right now. And that's not right. Plain out, it's not right. And we want to rectify that. So on Thursdays, we get to talk about the spirit of dominion. What is dominion? Dominion entails you get to have the rulership, the governorship, mastery. You get to manage resources of a nation, including human resources. And you get to literally advocate, you get to literally protect it and make sure that it is in the best interest of the people, first and foremost, before you look after everybody else. So be in charge of your nation and your own resources. On Friday, we get to talk about the current events and how it impacts Africa and African people. Again, I love Friday as well, because we get to interact with so many brothers and sisters all over Africa. We get to have all kinds of juicy news, all kinds of juicy stories, all kinds of real life scenario happening. And we get to just bring it forward to you guys. So that brings me to this point. Get to be here. Come and share. Come and share. We do all the technical work. We work with you. We train you for whatever we can be able to share with you. And then you get to have that opportunity to preserve your history. So how do you get in touch with us here? Oftentimes, the very first way we completely are using, we literally pushing in as much resources as possible is through our social media outlets, meaning the website. So our website is www.afridominion.com. www.afridominion.com. When you get there, you'll find an email, local numbers, cell phone, social media handlers, etc. So connect with us through that. Get to know the crew members behind all these things we're cooking. If you have an idea, if you have something you want to share on the continent level and on the global level, get in touch with us. We are here because we are in a business of preserving our history, setting the record straight on the things that aren't going according to the way it's supposed to be. And we're seeking every single one of you's help. Every single one of you, we need your help. But in addition to that, this program is fully programmed by us and is fully funded by us. Guys, everything we're doing costs money. We're talking about millions of money. So we need money. We need money from you guys. So whatever you can do, come and help us so we can actually push forward this program. No matter how small it is, no matter how insignificant it might seem to you, this is a record that's going to be here long after I am gone. Long after a couple hundred years. This show will be here. It will be a reference point to the generations of 5, 1,000, 2,000 away from today. I want them to be able to see that, hey, these guys are actually, they tried for once to preserve our own history. They gave up, they gave their very best to ensure that their history could actually be preserved and we could carry it on. So whatever you can do, guys, come and pass on your break. We need that break. We need to make sure that we fight for what is right. We fight for what is ours. It is our primary responsibility before others come forward and help us out. All right. So with that in mind, guys, welcome. What do we want to talk about today? As you know, most of you, and those of you who do not know, right now there is something unique happening in Africa, specifically in Rwanda. That's my native country. That's my native land where I was born, and we are remembering the Rwandan Genocide. Where are the missing millions of refugees repatriated? So today is one of the, this month is one of the most difficult months for Rwandese people. For those of you who have no idea what I'm referring to, from 1990, from October 1st, 1990, all the way to July 19th, 1994, Rwanda was in a war. And the very last 3 months of those 4 years, a genocide just blew up. Literally. The whole entire war gave birth to a genocide which wiped out at least 800,000 people. According to the United Nations count, and later on the Rwandese government estimated that over 1 point something million people have passed on. And that's what the official record states. And out of that, the Rwandese people of ethnic group Tutsis perished, most of them. We're talking about at least about 350,000 of them have been killed. So there is a genocide that took place. At the very least, 350,000 of them were completely wiped out. So out of that whole 1 million, at least 350 of them were wiped out. Okay? So now that's the narrative, that's the story. That's the official story. But also, to be fair, because I want to put it out here, because I know someone is going to mention him, just the other day, the president of Rwanda was saying that he has a huge problem with the international community shying away for saying that it's a genocide against the Tutsis. And he goes to the extent of saying, how could you even argue with that? We were killed. Our Rwandese population of the ethnicity Tutsis were wiped out. Very true. At the very least, 350,000 of them were wiped out, undisputable. But we also have to account for the rest of 750,000 of them, or at least the 700 of them. Who are they? And those of you who do not know, we have the Rwandese of ethnicity Hutus, Rwandese of ethnicities Tutsis, and Rwandese of ethnicities Twa. The Hutus were 84%, while the Tutsis were 14% and the Twas were 1%. And now with all of that in mind, and now we'll be bringing the numbers, by the way. During that 100 days that the whole entire globe liked to measure everything by, literally estimation. By the way, this estimation was cooked in the United States. Hear me correctly. This estimation of the dead people, of the possibility numbers of the dead, was initially cooked here in the United States. Now you may be wondering, how did they know if they weren't there? We're talking about satellite prediction. We're talking about those geniuses mathematicians who were calculating worst case scenario. And you may be wondering, where did they even have the data? Where did they, where was the data that they were basing all of this stuff on? Now that is the $10 million question. The United States, the United Kingdoms, France, China and Russia, they were monitoring the situation closely. Not only that, they had intelligence on the terrain. They had embassies that were collecting, of which were collecting data, real time. They had satellites, they had journalists, so they had so much information happening. But not only that, they had a stake in what was happening there. True story, but by the way, I forgot to mention it. Please fact check me, because everything we're doing here, like I said, we're doing it in the spirit of truth, love, and trust. If there is anything that I misquote, if there is anything that is misaligned, please, before we get off the air, I'm expecting that you will give me a hand and you come and call me out and say, hey, listen, you made a mistake here. Please check these numbers or check the story correctly here so that we are not misleading to anybody. However, for everything else, I want you to think and have a sober mind and wonder what's going on up to this very moment. Because at the very least, that's what we had to do. The sons and daughters of Rwanda, the sons and daughters of Africa. We keep on losing our own brothers and sisters, but we say nothing because we are not in charge of the investigation. We are not in charge of the judicial system. We have zero of any accountability or responsibility in what's happening. And the perpetrator are the ones in charge. The foreign nations are the one in charge. How is it possible that in your own house, thieves come and they steal stuff from you, and your neighbors get to run the ends point, get to run the investigation, and you're just watching, looking like a dummy? What is that? That's what's been happening to Rwanda. But it's not by mistake. It was already fixed to happen like that. Again, fact check what I'm saying. In 2022, there are certain things that we make no mistakes about, or at least we make every attempt not to lingo around the word, not to beat around the bush as to what's happening, because the truth has been emerging. And not only has been emerging, it is one of the truth that can knock the socks out of you, knock the fire out of you, knock the liar out of all of you combined. So, I got to ask a question. Where are the missing millions of refugees repatriated? Today we're talking about refugees, which is why I'm talking about it. But specifically now, where are the missing millions of Rwandan refugees repatriated from 1996 to 2010? Minding you, since 1991, Rwanda has not done census up to this day. There's no official census. For those of you who don't know what census is, it's the count of the population. Now, also, at least from 1991 all the way to 1994, there is zero count of the official number. Nothing 1995, nothing 1996, 97, 98, 2000, 2000, nothing. Now, I should also add purposely. There's a reason, and that's what I want to get into today. Which brings me to my question: where are the missing millions of Rwandan refugees who were forcefully repatriated from Zaire, which was from Zaire, what's known now as the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and the rest of the African nations? We're gonna get into that momentarily. So, first and foremost, guys, I want to put it out here that approximately between 2 to 4 millions Rwandese people of ethnicity Hutus are missing. Though we publicly say here that they were killed. There's some unconfirmed data that we have. Now, it bothers me to say that, because this data has to be validated by the United Nations or some of these other organizations, knowingly that they are the same organizations that have been hiding the truth of what has been happening. So how do you trust institutions that are actually colluding and misinforming the population? That's the question right now. Not only that, you also have suspects, governments, taking part in the investigation. We know that today, anytime there is a criminal investigation going on, if you are a suspect, you do not take part in that investigation. Today, I want to let you know, the entire global community listening to me right now, watching this broadcast right now, the rebel group, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, which was fighting the government of the President Habyarimana, which was in power from 1990, October 1st, 1990 to July 19th, 1994. They were fighting viciously, killing, wiping out people up in the north of Rwanda from October 1st, 1990 up until, at the very least, July 19th, 1994. Afterwards, from July 20th all the way to 1996, they wiped out as many people as possible of ethnicity Hutus who were fleeing and who stayed behind. And then from 1996 all the way to 2010 and sometimes 2019, others also have been have been wiped out. When I say wiped out, I am referring to literally killing them. Those who were not killed, they were repatriated by force and imprisoned. The majority of them have died in jails and continue to die up to this very day. The government of Rwanda instituted Operation Punguza. This is one of the operations that was there to cleanse the region so that new refugees who were outside of Rwanda could actually move in to various land. Right now, as we speak, there is no official census of the Rwandan people, because immediately the government removed ethnicity groups. They do not want to tell you exactly how many Rwandese people of ethnicity Hutus are there, but they are very adamantly informing you of how many Rwandese Tutsis, ethnicity Tutsis, are in the country. Not only that, killed. So anything related to the majority, 84%, it's non-existent. Meaning every single death that has taken place, it's not documented anywhere by the government. Anyway, in a such way that it's official, and officially the data, it's available. The United Nations, the Red Cross, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, they have the data, but they don't want you to know that. Certainly these foreign nations, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, the Chinese people, the Russian, they actually have much more accurate numbers as to how many of these refugees were wiped out, How many of these Rwandese people of ethnicity Hutus were wiped out? We're talking about close to 4 million up to this very date. So now there is a problem. In April, we're remembering our brothers and sisters of ethnicity Tutsis who were killed viciously by machetes, by guns, by all kinds of ways to literally exterminate them. This has happened. It is one of the darkest moments of our history in Rwanda. As soon as that has happened, or once that was over with, the killing continued. Now here, there's a group called Interahamwe. They literally butchered people, our brothers and sisters. These Interahamwe were of ethnicities Hutus, ethnicity Tutsis, though I don't know about the Twa. So now, first and foremost, the Rwandan Patriotic Front came fighting the war. Things get crazy worse. The United States, Canadians, the British, the French, the Chinese, they all start estimating, these Africans are gonna kill each other. We estimating that about 50,000 of them may actually die. This was before, not one single person before 1994 on October 6th were being killed. The only numbers of people who have been killed thus far were the people who were literally killed by the Rwandan Patriotic Front from 1990, October 1st, all the way to October 5th. April 5th, 1994. Countless lives of population were wiped out by all kinds of weapons. Those who were lucky were killed by guns. The rest were killed by machetes, bats, all kinds of weapons that's utilized in Rwanda. From April 6th, moving forward. Now, the Rwandan Patriotic Front as well, they joined the Interahamwes, the notorious killers. They joined them to kill other Rwandese people of ethnicity Tutsis. This is the same group led by Paul Kagame, the president of today, has yet to answer now one death, has yet to respond to a single Rwandan Patriotic Front, to respond to any of the crimes committed by the Rwandan Patriotic Front. Why? Because right now, they are leading the country. They have whitewashed every single crime that has taken place up to April 19th, 1994. Even the crimes committed afterwards, whitewashed, except that now they're having trouble with the numbers. The Great Lakes region has lost up to 15 million people. We're talking about Rwanda, we're talking about Uganda, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Burundi, and Tanzania. So how do you lose 15 millions and nobody around the world says anything? Now the United States, that's been there since the 60s when these nations were carved out or received the independence, because the nations were carved out in 1895. So the United States has been in the region earlier on. Certainly in the 60s up to now, they've been available, they've been around. The French, same thing. The Canadians, same thing. The Chinese, same thing. The Russian, same thing. The German, same thing. You will wonder, how is it that you never get to hear the role of any of these nations during the darkest time of these nations? I submit to you, not only they were there, they have video cameras rolling. They have satellite watching people being killed. They have footage, live footages of death taking place. However, they classify that information. In whose interest do you cover? Do you cover killings taking place? I want to submit to you. The Rwandan Patriotic Front was receiving training from the United States, was receiving assistance financially, militarily from the United States and the United Kingdoms. The logistics, military training, you name it, they have helped them. And I'm wondering, why is it up to this very day the United States has yet, guys, to answer to one single death of Rwandese blood that was shed from October 1st, 1990 up until today, including the genocide that has taken place. They have the evidence. They've seen who has killed. But up to this very moment, nothing is spoken. So now, as we remember, guys, in good conscience, put yourself in my shoes as a Rwandese kid. In 1994, I was just a few years old. I was literally just a little bit over 10 years old, just a little bit. Imagine being forced to witness death in front of you, being a part of the ones who are being hunted, testing some machetes on your body, and once it's all of done, now seeing injustice at its very best. You see nations playing around with people's death, nations falsifying the truth, all in the interest of their own people. We have been cooked, story-wise. The story has been manufactured on what has happened to Rwanda, contrarily to what's being recorded on videos. And that's why today, now I'm here asking, where are the missing millions of refugees, for instance? In 1996, millions of refugees were in Zaire, which is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the biggest nation with natural resources. Rwanda went there and forced repatriate refugees there. They've killed as many as they could kill. When I say they've killed, we've got the pictures, guys. I am not exaggerating. Those that they couldn't kill from there, they brought them in the country. They killed as many again. The rest of them were put to jail. Some of them rotted, they rotted in jail. Another received this sham trial, and they killed them anyway. The rest that they couldn't kill, they just throw them in jail for life in prison. How is it that you put to trial a person, a criminal trial, to a person who doesn't have a lawyer and cannot have an opportunity to have his or her story straight during a court date? You can't have, they would never allow a court date, a proper court date. Let me put it that way. They had a court date, but a staged court date. Again, this information, it's being recorded. There's something we call the notorious Gacaca courts. These Gacaca courts have been fixed by the Rwandan Patriotic Front to prosecute every single Hutu. Court set up to prosecute Hutus, not the Tutsis. Minding you that I say Tutsis participated in the killing, in the mass atrocity killing. Hutus participated in that. FPL or Rwandan Patriotic Front, all up in the middle of it. And so are other foreigners in Burundi, a little bit in Tanzania, and certainly in Uganda participated into that. But up to this very day, not one single Rwandan Patriotic Front soldier ever charged for any criminal doings in those deaths. Not one single foreign charged in any of the criminal charges of those millions of deaths. And I ask you today, how is it that the Rwandan Patriotic Front, a rebel group, tuned into a government today could commit the biggest criminal case in history in front of you, the world community. Millions of refugees perishing publicly in front of your satellite images, in front of embedded journalists, CIA agents, KGB, French Legion, all in the region recording what was happening in real time. And up to this very day, none of you says anything. UK providing massive weapons, training, and so is the United States. I mean, seriously, Rwanda had no capacity, not one single manufacturer of any single weapon. The Rwandan government of President Habyarimana had embargo. They could not get a single bullet sold to them. The Rwandan Patriotic Front, they had unlimited resources of bullets, unlimited resources of guns, unlimited resources of bombs to use. And I ask you, what's wrong with that picture? 32 years later, we are still trying to say, can we have justice? Can we prosecute every single perpetrator? Starting from, of course, those properly documented, those classified, Rwandese people, moving on to the international community, perpetrators, government institutions, get all of them prosecuted. Today, you will never find a single United States citizen in the midst of it. A single dignitaries in the United States. Very soon, we will show you. From the ambassadors who were there from 1990 all the way to 1994. From the Secretary of States, from the DOD secretaries, from missions that were being run, from here in the United States, overall office, situation room, especially on April 6th, things happening. Guys, there's so much information today with what's been happening. We still are on Kool-Aid today. I thank God that you can never bury information, though you may not be able to prosecute the perpetrators, but at least time has a funny way to vindicate everybody. Even those who never received true justice, they still get justice. It is unfortunate that Bush Sr., George Bush Sr., could not answer his role in the Rwandan genocide. It's unfortunate that right now Bill Clinton cannot answer his role in the genocide that has taken place in Rwanda. George W. Bush, he cannot answer to any of the problems that has taken place. Guys, this is so serious. African lives matter. Millions of people have perished on the watch of George W. Sr., Bill Clinton, George W. Jr., even President Obama, because of the United States foreign policies. Remember, every single country seeks out its own interest. Now, I put it to you guys. Count at the very least 4 million Rwandese people dead. 4 million Rwandese people dead, including two sitting presidents, President Habyarimana and President Ntaryamira of Burundi. The information, it is so fresh, it is so juicy, available in the overall office. Generals aware of what's happening by the minute. Ambassadors on point with everything taking place in real time. Intelligence gathering being shared with the Rwandan Patriotic Front. Strategies, training being helped, advancing by the hour. And up to this very day, not one single individual, not one single organization, not one single institution can answer for the death of these millions of people who have perished. They have managed to bend, to actually push on everybody who had a machete, but only from one single specific group. They've managed to ensure that every single leader during the 1994 in power, in Rwanda specifically, has been apprehended and taken to court. They made sure that every single Hutu person who could be literally brought together was either killed or brought to trial. There's a little bit of problem. The whole entire region has people of ethnicity group Hutu. We're talking about Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, Zaire. 5 nations with Hutu ethnicity group in it, with Tutsi ethnicity group in it, with the Twa or the Pygmy ethnicity group in it. So not only Rwandese people of ethnicity Tutsi were killed, not only Rwandese people of Hutu ethnicity were killed, but we're talking about also all those other 5 nations. So today, millions of people of ethnicities Hutu who have been killed. First and foremost, where are they buried? You have never heard of them. We're talking about at least 4 million of them. You know of at least 1 million of Tutsis of ethnicity that the government of Rwanda officially tells you from the sites that they have. Now the surprising thing, which now I would like the technician to bring it to your attention. The census that has taken place in Rwanda. Please put that right quick so we can talk about that. So in 1991, that was the last time Rwanda had a census. For those of you who don't know what a census is the population count. So we had 7.1 million, roughly 7.1 million of people. In 1983, we had 5 million. The growth of rate was determined to be, I believe it was 3%. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 3 million. I know I read it. Yes. The average, I do believe, was 3 million, 3.1%. Okay? So, that's the yearly growth. Okay? So in 1991, they had 7.1%. So with the rate of 3.1 million, you can do the math. So now, according to the numbers that we have, and publicly available, none of this is hidden anywhere. So remember, say, fact check me. There's an organization called Ibuka, has publicly said that at the very least 300,000 of Rwandese ethnicity Tutsis survived. The government of Rwanda have the count to be 400,000 of Rwandese Tutsis survived the genocide. Now, I need you guys to do the math here because I am not a very smart guy when it comes to the calculation, but I have a calculator here. And I need you guys to do calculation with me. Let's take 7.1. Actually, let me do the whole number. 7,157,551. And the percentage was 14. 14% were the Tutsis. Times 14 divided by 100. So I am getting 1,002,057 people. So I'm going to write this number here. 1,002,057 Tutsis, 1991. Okay? Follow me carefully, because there is a method to the madness, and I need you guys to pay attention to this. So I want to go to Twitter. Hopefully they haven't removed that. If they have, I have taken a screenshot, but I need you guys to see how misinformation is one of the weapons, when properly used, can really mess people out. And when I say mess people out, it can really mess you up. Let's go to Ibuka's website. Ibuka's website. Actually, not Ibuka. It's another one of these Rwandese website that has the numbers. I know I've saved the page. Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Let me see if I find it. Let me make sure. Oh, there you go. Obumwe. That's it right there. And guys, when you sell a lie, I'm telling you, it's the worst that you can do for your population. And you still stand by the lie. Now, the reason I should probably have done this a little early, so you guys can just have an opportunity to see when you tell a lie up in the open, and you're not afraid to tell a lie. When the numbers starting not to add up right, you don't know what to do, but you don't even care, because at that point, when the lie is out, you can't take it back. Oh, where are you? Where are you? I want to show it to you from the government official side, but I also have showed you that actually a few days ago. I did a conversation on it where, oh, there it is, I think. Let me see here, 100 days. Atrocity, Tutsis claimed more than, oh no, that's not the one. They were so careful not to mention the numbers over there. Oh, please, if any one of you has the latest tweet that they put out there just a few days ago, on the 7th, the Ministry of Unity, they put out some images. I want to see what they put out a few days ago. And I want to read it to the people here. Because some of the things that we post, guys, you ought to see when a lie is being sold up in the open. Actually, they make sure that they clean the website. Oh my God. But it's okay. There's a video that I did a few days ago. I was on their website. We still have that video a few days ago. If any of you watching right now, I really would love you guys to send me that page where they gave a count. Actually, I believe I have saved it also. Let me pull it up from my archive, since I can't see it in real time. I want to show it to you. Because I want you to see when a lie is being told in the open, and very boldly, by the way. Because the government of Rwanda, up to this very day, they tell a lie in your face during the memorial time period, right now in April. They've been telling a lie for these past 28 years. But now they're so boldly telling you a lie, the international community, because they know you don't care, first and foremost. But secondly, you help them fix the numbers. But now you forgot that some of us children, we actually have this calculator on these computers. When you run the numbers, these numbers do not add up right. Give me a second, I'll bring it to you guys. Because this is so beyond laughable, but it's also at the same time very sad that a government can fix numbers and lie in your face, and all of you swallow the numbers, and not one single one of you can question what's wrong with this picture. But we also can tell you, it's really none of you, it's none of your burden. You don't have to burden with you. As long as, if we don't burden, why should you bother? And I see your point. And that is one of the reasons why I bring it to you, my brothers and sisters, that it is unconscionable to lie up in the open to the people. Oh, there it is. Oh, thank God, I got the clip. I want you guys to see it. Please, let me see if we can. I want them to see it. I want them to see it. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Guys, what we got, it's so sad. Oh dear, this is not the one. Wait. Yeah. That's not the one. Guys, please help me with that clip. Where the Minister of Unity, their website, they posted some numbers, some bogus numbers. Let me see if actually I can find it there. I'm sure it may actually be to his website too. Let me see. Oh wow. Let's see here. Okay. Forgive me. I should have prepared this page up front so I can show you. They're literally talking about 1 million of people, but I can't find the image. Guys, those of you on the on social media, I need a tweet. I need a tweet from Bizimana on the 7th of April. When he was, there is a tweet that the Ministry of Unity put out there stating that 1.2 million Tutsis were killed. I need that tweet. Someone send me that tweet, please, right now. I really want to show it in real time. I can't find my images, and I don't want to waste a lot of time going there because I have not prepared it. But I want the people to see it. And I want you guys to do the numbers, like in real time right now. Let's see, Evelyn, Amahori Wachu, Olive. I need that tweet, guys. If any of you can find a tweet, show it to me. In the meantime, let me see if I can find it on my page, because I got it. Now, why am I actually being stuck here? Right now, while I'm searching for it, so I can give you a quick background. We have Rwanda claiming that between 1991 and 1994, there is at least 7.1 million people who are available in Rwanda. If the rate of growth is 3.1%, which is what they have here, and you see how many people have died according to the government, 1,002,057 of them. No. The census is telling us that 1 million were Tutsis. Even that's almost impossible. 14% of that, of the 7.1 million, it's not 1 million actually. No. Let's do this correctly. 7.157 551 times 14%. Okay. Yeah, we have actually about 1.1 million. So 1 million are the Tutsis, but then that doesn't add up, right? 14% of 7 million. That's close to, yeah, 1 million. Okay. So out of the 1 million, literally the Rwanda government said that in 2002, the census had found out that literally 1.2 million people have died. And I want to make sure that I show you that, because I want you guys, remember I told you to fact check me. I'm going to give you where I have it, because I do have it. I showed it to you guys last week. I just didn't have it prepared today. They pull out a plain out lie that those are the numbers of Tutsi, of Rwanda, of ethnicity Tutsis who have passed on, which is completely false. And this is something that is told by the Rwandan government itself. We're not talking about someone who cannot count. We're talking about the true numbers. The genocide. Let's see here on the 7th. Yes, that was on the pick rail from the Kool-Aid. Let me see here. That was, let's see. That's today. Let me look 6 days ago. The government institutions. I am so sorry, guys. Okay, let's check this one out here. But it's sad. And what I'm sharing with you guys, it's one of the things that I really need you to see how we cook lies. And these lies, they stink. When they stink and everybody follows them, it becomes something that is really, really terrible. Because when we can lie up in the open, and none of you participating of 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, there it is. Yes. Okay. So if you look on the, so we had a conversation on April 5th, 2022. Look on our conversation that we had on April 5th. Look on the video at 31 minutes and 14 seconds. Let me see if we can actually make that big. I've got the numbers. So I need you guys to, can you please put this on the front so they can see? Because I want to make sure, since I say I'm on the record, let me be on the record for real. Let me bring it here so you guys can see it. Go on YouTube, April 5th. Look here, April 5th, 2022. The Rwandan government has claimed that there was a statement from Kwibuka.gov. Actually, let me see if the website still has it, since I also see the source, Kwibuka.Rwanda. Why am I bothering putting this out? When I say fact check what we are saying, I really mean it, so that we leave out of here with no one claiming that we are cooking numbers, claiming that we may be feeding you lies. None of that, because we are super tired of lies being actually put out there, and all of you just swallowing it. You're just swallowing it without thinking, especially you, the international community. You can eat anything that's been given to you. You don't even question it, period. So let me see if their website can give you, can actually give us books, publications, speeches, movie. Let me see if anything it's on the publication. Activities 28. Kwibuka. It looks like they just have activities, things that they want you to consume, blah 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 blah. No, they don't have that on their website. I wanted to use their own website the same way we used their own website last time. Nevertheless, if you look at the, please actually blow up that picture. I want them to see it. Yeah, please blow up the big pictures. Okay, so I want you guys to see on my on our YouTube channel. Right down here it says the particularity of 1994 genocide against the Tutsis. A big number of people were massacred, about 1,070,014. Okay, let me write that down number. This is from the government of Rwanda. They saying 1 million. My God, man. And 70,000. I'm writing it down so I can get my calculator. Okay, 1,070,014 people were killed. All right, they were killed as of 2002. That was the count that the government of Rwanda had. I just told you that the whole entire population, okay, in 1991 was 1,002,057 according to the count of the Tutsis. So if in 1991 1,002,057 people were alive, we have 3%. Actually, let me also do that because I want to make sure that today the really slim shady, we put it on the side. I'm going to do the numbers, guys, because I want to make sure that we get it right. I'm going to add 3% rate of growth every year, okay? Times 3 divided by 100. So we have 30,000 added in 1992, 30,061 people. Guys, again, I am using the same numbers that I have given you. And I'm going to show you also, and I got the numbers from the Census Bureau, by the way. So it's not like I cooked them personally. That's where I got them. And I want you guys to pay attention to that because it's very critical that we learn how to tell the truth, okay? So in 1992, we gained 30,000 people, assuming that we literally gained 30,000 people, assuming that we literally popping out to stop, okay? If you're popping out children, at least 30,000 were added in 1992. Let me add that number. Let me add the numbers to the original number. 1,002,057 plus 30,061 people who were born. We're not even talking about the mortality, the mortality rate. So we get to have 1 million in 1992, according to my estimation. We would have a total of 1,032,118 Tutsis in the whole entire country. Okay. Now let's go to 1993. We take the 1,032,118. We again give it another rate of growth of 3.1. Okay. Which is the maximum that they could have from literally from 1980 to 1991, 1978 to 1991, and divide by 100. So in 1993, they would have had extra 31,996 people. I just rounded. It was 95.56. So I just rounded to 31,996. Okay, in 1993. 31,996 addition for 1993. Okay, so now I take these 31,996 people and I add them to our count for 1992, which was 1,032,118. What do we get? We get 1,064,114 total in 1993. Okay, follow me, guys, because I want to show you how lies stink up in the open, and none of you is bold enough to call a lie for a lie. We're talking about all of you doctors, all of you degree holders from all these prestigious universities, and none of you have the audacity to call out a lie for a lie. Okay. I'm going to show you the numbers in just a second because this is just crazy. And we get marketed this every year for these past 28 years. How dumb can we be to be marketed some bogus numbers and all y'all degree holders and you are completely quiet about it? So 1993, we have 1,064,114 population total of the Tutsis. So now let's go to 1994 at the climax. Assuming that the whole entire year they're popping out children, which they didn't, as of April, they started killing people. But I'm going to give them the entire 1994, okay? The entire 1994, just to show you how mathematically what's being showed to you, what's being presented to you, it's bogus number. And you're still eating bogus number. Let's do the number quickly. So let's add 3.1 rate of growth again. So we have 1,064,114 times 3 divided by 100. So they just had in 1994, if they had continued to have children perfectly, they would have added 32,988. Okay? Minding you that we know they were now popping out children. In just 3 months, they couldn't possibly have had 32,000. That was the maximum they could have in 12 months. And we know that give him January, February, March, okay? Even, you know what, I'm gonna be the most generous guy with this 32,988. I'm gonna slice him into a monthly average and just give him for 3 months. The whole entire 3 months, we're gonna just keep on having him popping out children. And we get the maximum they can possibly get in 1994. Let me also work on that right now. So 32,000 divided by 12 times by 3. So they couldn't have popped out 8,247 people in 3 months only, okay? 8,246 people. No, 47. Okay? So now we take 1 million. Guys, people could lie only if we weren't at least above average when it comes to numbers. They could just sell you any bogus number and you take it for face value. What a shame. So 8,247. Assuming that they were just popping out children perfectly according to the rate of growth. They wouldn't have had a maximum of 1,072,361. Okay? 1,072,361. And this is for 1994. 12 months. In 3 months total. So let me show you what I did here, so you guys have an idea what we have. So 1,070,054. Okay, let me make sure that I write it correctly. 1,070,054. 1,070,054. This is from the Ministry of Unity, Rwanda Ministry of Unity. The total count. Let me blow it, man. Let me blow it up so you guys can see it. Because I want you guys to see when a lie, when the lie stinks, how terrible it looks. This is just a little notepad, so it's nothing fancy. Let me see if I can make these numbers a little bit bigger so you can see. Hopefully you can see it, guys. Oh, maybe this is too big. Okay, I think this you can see. Yes? All right. So you guys, I hope you can see what I want you to see. Can you see? Oh, can you actually put the screen there, please, so they can see it? Yeah, put the screen there, please. yeah, the screen where they can see what I'm seeing. All right, so I think you can definitely see the numbers that I'm presenting here. Yes. So if you look right underneath of here, can you actually just put me there? Yeah, put the screen there so I can be in it as well. Okay, so guys, look here, 1992. Okay, 1992. Originally in 1991, the actual the census had said that the Tutsis, the maximum Tutsis you could have in 1991, it was 1,002,057. Okay, let me add that it's 1991. This is the legit number, 14%. And then in 1992, you have 3.1 rate of growth. Okay, you gain 30,000, and the total is 1,032,118. 1993, you have 31,000 and a total of 1,064,118. And then in 1994, if the whole entire month 3.1 rate of growth, it would have given us 32,988 in 12 months. I only got the 3 months, which were the January, February, March, April. It was only 6 days. They were not popping out in children. So I gave them a maximum of 8,247. Even with that, we have 1,072,261. Okay? Now, the government of Rwanda had said that according to the count of the people who have died, okay? The people who have died in the country, the numbers of Tutsis who have died, it's 1,070,054. That's the count that the Rwandan government has put out there. So now we just counted that the complete total of Tutsis who could possibly be there maximum in 1994 could now be more than 1,072,261. Now there is that organization called Ibuka. They have estimated that 300,000. Ibuka has said that 300,000 minimum survived in 1994. Okay? The government of Rwanda, it has 400,000. Okay? Now, again, I'm not a mathematician, but I trust the calculator. Okay? Guys, this is crazy, 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 crazy. 1994. So, I want you guys to look carefully on those numbers, okay? Because a lie is a lie. Only if you could just learn how not to lie too much. So, let's take the first numbers, okay? Let's take the first numbers, assuming that only the survivor, you had 300,000, okay? So, out of the 1 million, they could possibly have in 1994. So 1,070,054 minus 2,000. Minus 300,000. Okay. So we have about 7. Oh, bear with me, guys. I will be getting out. They're telling me that we run out of time, and I really want you guys to just get a point here quickly before we go, because I would feel terrible if the point I'm trying to bring across isn't received. And then we will go minus 300,000. So according to my calculator, 750,000 were killed in a matter of 90 days. Okay, if the calculator is correct using Ibuka. So if we use Ibuka, That means we had they have lost 770,054 people, estimation. Okay, this will be death. Now, if we use the government's numbers, okay, because they also had their own numbers. So take 1,070,000 and minus 400,000. This is from the ministry of the government in charge of that. Them, they say that the death will be 600,754. Oh, 670 and 54,000. Okay. In 19 death. All right. So why am I bringing all these numbers? Because guys, when you selling a life for a living, you even start confusing your own numbers. Okay? So right now in Rwanda, every year, they keep on finding more people who are dead. We know from the counts that the count of the total number of people available in Rwanda right now, it is so small. When you take the growth of rate from 1994 up until today, they have yet to have a public census where they have actually numbers of available people. We already told you publicly that there is at the very least 2 to 4 millions of Hutus, or Rwanda's population of ethnicity Hutus, who were completely wiped out from 1994 in July up until 2010. Up to 4 millions wiped out. Now, if you calculate the rate of growth in the whole entire country, you are going to be shocked of how many people are available. We have yet to have official numbers of the survivor today. Now I get to ask you, where are the dead people from ethnicity Hutu? Where are the dead people from the ethnicity Twa? We are remembering the genocide of Rwandese people, of which 670 to 770 people were Tutsis who were killed. And we know that even these numbers, there is nowhere that it's accurate. There's nowhere that this is accurate. So if between 670 670,000 and 770,054, okay, 670,054 death of ethnicity Tutsis to 700,070 and 54 people have been completely killed. Now, you can automatically see that from that 1 million, there is literally close to 300,000 of other unidentified people, modestly, who were killed in just 100 days. Okay? Now take the extra 2 to 4 million people missing of ethnicities Hutus. Right now, the entire Rwanda, the land is owned by the Tutsis, the majority of it. The 14% who are remaining, okay, which means from 670 who have died, okay, from 300,000 survivor, 300,000 survivor of the Tutsis in the country right now. Just give them a rate of growth of 3.1 from 1994 up until 2020. How many people do you get? You geniuses can calculate it quickly. Please, I want you guys to humor us. Next time I'm going to come back with these numbers and we're going to actually estimate. And then I want to ask the international community, with all you benevolent, all you mighty power, how does a lie like this get close to your table and you're not ashamed to call it out for a lie? You are literally not ashamed to call it out for a lie. The Rwandese government is lying during the memorial time, and none of you can call it out. Even Paul Kagame called you guys out. You couldn't say nothing because you are afraid of being called genocidal or genocide deniers. But enough is enough with us. There's nowhere you can package lies and feed it to us. We're not that kind of audience anymore, guys. We're not children anymore. And I am asking you guys, in order to honor our brothers and sisters who have died, let's honor them properly, without exaggerating, without lying, and without putting the blame to the innocent lives. Millions of Rwandese people have perished. Up to 15 millions in the whole entire Africa Great Lakes region have completely perished. You have the United States, Canada, France, United Kingdom, Germany, Russia, China, Australia, 8 powerful nations who have a hand in things that were happening. You can't ask them anything. Who knew what, where, and who before, during, and after. With literally video showing what was happening. Most of it's becoming declassified, some of which is getting leaked. We have access to some of that information. We are in 2022. We're remembering our brothers and sisters who have died. And you still have the audacity to pass around a lie amongst us, the natives who were born there. We can count. I mean, can you insult us any further than that? Can you insult us any further than that? There's not an amount of convincing you can do when you're telling a lie that stinks to this degree, and you're going to tell us what you have been advocating for every single day. And I'm asking you, the Rwandese people of ethnicity Tutsis, Rwandese people of ethnicity Hutus, Rwandese people of ethnicity Twa, you who are mixed, this is the time that we all get together. For the first time, tell the truth about what has been happening in our nations. Let's put to prison every perpetrator who's been taking a part in manipulating not just our brothers and sisters locally, but also the international community. You will have powerful nations with 2 hands all up in it and 2 legs all up in it. Those of which I have already named, others that are still on the down low. Let us not be fed a lie in 2022 and you just swallow it for face value. You're too grown, guys. You are grown. It's shameful that you can be lied in the open and you do nothing about it. In 2022, I'm washing my hands over. I am calling it out that it's the most, you talk about genocide deniers and those who are actually killing the memories of our brothers and sisters who have died there. This is what the entire community is doing, the entire world community. And the Rwandese government, it's shoving it up in your throat publicly, and you accept it. How is it that the government of Rwanda can put up these numbers? 1 million. That was a tweet that was available on the 5th. They put out there 1,070,054 people were killed of ethnicity Tutsis. Were killed. Guys, enough is enough with this lie. You cannot sell a lie for life, forever, when we know that it's a lie. But none of your international community is willing to call a lie for a lie. Yet you talk about democracy, you talk about the rule of justice, the rule of, like all these mumbo jumbo thing that you keep on championing about. But up until right now, you have yet to call out a lie for a lie. You have yet to call out those responsible for what's been happening to my homeland, our homeland. Bring him to justice. None of y'all is interested in that. But guess what? We will get it done. Even if it takes us 1,000 years, we will get it done. Unfortunately, those of you who are true perpetrators, true mastermind, you might be dead. But history will write what you have done to our homeland. And our ancestors will hunt you guys. They will hunt you down. There is something in Rwanda they call imivumo. Imivumo. You will not be able to withstand imivumo y'Abanyarwanda. So with that in mind, let me end it here. And I'm literally asking my brothers and sisters, each and every one of you who have yet to mourn for your loved ones, let's take this year and mourn together. Remember those of you family members who have perished. And for these past 28 years, you've never been allowed to remember your own people. Do remember them. Never allow the government to tell you how to remember your loved one who have perished. Especially when that same government was participating in the killing itself. It's the most shameful thing that we're experiencing in 2022. A government that has participated in the genocide that was committed in Rwanda is allowed to present the best case scenario of what has happened, is yet to be responsible for a single individual who have perished in the country. And all of your international community are rallying behind it with blood stained on its hands. What does that make you, the international community? I am really literally asking you that question. That's what I'm going to leave you with. So brothers and sisters, those of you who are young, times is now to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, and so help you God. Because if you don't, you will be judged for what you have ignored to do and for the lie you have continued to perpetuate for God knows how many years. But I will not be one of those people who's going to perpetuate a lie, knowingly that it's a lie. I am not going to do that. So, that's all I got for you today. Our condolences to all our family members who have loved you, who have lost your loved ones. I have loved loved ones as well. But a lie is a lie. We cannot carry a lie on the top of another lie and say that we are honoring those who have perished. There are millions, at least 4 million of Rwandese people who have yet to be remembered, whose families cannot bury them. We have bones on these memorial sites, open bones on shelves, open bones on shelves of our brothers and sisters there for 28 years, guys. These bones are there showcasing you foreigners, making you feel pity, making you remember what you haven't been able to do. And the irony is you trained the Rwandan Patriotic Front to do exactly that. Now the joke is on you because they are putting you in a basket where you cannot even find your way out. And today we know all of you who have helped the Rwandan Patriotic Front from the very beginning. You've helped them with money, you've helped them with weapons, you've helped them with machetes, you've helped them with the trainings. You are as liable to as many lives they've claimed and they have yet to answer for. And history will judge you for that. I will leave it up there. I welcome each and every one of you guys' comment. I know this is rough, but we talk boldly, truthfully, we're not afraid of any of you. Not today, not ever. Not today, not ever. The truth must be told, guys, and so help me God. So with that in mind, guys, I'm Freeman Singirankabo here at Afri Dominion. I want to wish you, each and every one of you, a super fantastic days. And guys, be truthful. Again, fact check everything that I have said. If there is anything that is erroneous that we have shared here, bring it forward here so we can actually rectify it. But until you do that, we want you to know that in 2022 or 2022, we will not be a part of a lie to keep the Kool-Aid circulating amongst the people, among you, the international community. As for me and my house, we will seek the truth and nothing but the truth. We will tell the truth and nothing but the truth, and so help me God. And with that in mind, guys, have yourself a beautiful day, and until we see you next time. I am Freeman Singirankabo with Afri Dominion show. Until next time, so long for now.